Hey guys, Marissa here, and it is Thriving Thursday, and we meet right ahead of another powerful moon phase. So I'm popping on here today a little different. I'm going to talk through this instead of type through it. I find that it's quite appropriate because indeed this full moon coming up this weekend, the 18th into the 19th, is the full moon in Gemini, and Gemini is all about being chatty, talking, communication. But there is an overarching message coming up here to embrace the flow of life. And so one of the things, the overarching energies of this full moon is about finding that balance between speaking our truth, feeling like we're being seen and heard, but also remembering our words have consequences and that they do impact our listener, our audience. So, you know, there's a little nod here to guarding against any indiscretion, understanding that answers are coming, clarity is coming in, but just to focus on communicating, yes, being honest, yes, but also listening and not, I'm feeling from this card, while the other person is speaking, don't be thinking about your response, but truly be present and listening to them. So there's an overarching energy coming in here just to kick off our full moon spread we're doing here with a little bonus winter solstice card as well. So feel free to follow along here with the photos that I have of each of the cards that have come up with a quick message for each. So the first card in our full moon spread is asking, what's falling away? What do I need to forgive? And we have the card realization. Now, the key message of this card is that with self-awareness comes realization. Knowledge is power. So self-examination of your role within a situation is important. And I think that is perfect with the energies that I was just saying is coming in with this full moon in Gemini, is understanding that, those dynamics, something that perhaps a person or situation that we are needing to release or forgive, is to be really cognizant of our role that we're playing in the situation. And this really is about the key to our connection with our inner knowing, the key to finding more peace, the key to finding forgiveness is lying in our self-reflection and recognizing the role that each of those players, whatever's coming up for you as far as situations or people, ways of being, old patterns of yours that you feel are ready to go this full moon, what are those things coming up to show you? And then taking a look at the role that you are playing and try to glean a bigger, wider perspective. Like we're looking at this huge keyhole here to this new horizon of possibility that exists when we do connect in that way. Now, the mantra of this card is, I have timely self-awareness and act upon my realizations. So that's going to take us into the next card where we talk about what is being illuminated as we release and forgive. Okay, guys, so for our second position, we're looking at what is this illuminated full moon showing me. And I love this card. If ever there was an oracle card that properly depicted the tarot card, the 10 of Wands, this would be it. And if you're familiar with the tarot, the 10 of Wands, all of the stuff that we are holding on to, that we are lugging with us, all of the to-do items, all of the things that we have strapped to our backs energetically that we are lugging through. And I love here how it depicts snakes in that bundle, of weeds and gnarled things that we see in this pack that she's carrying on her back. We see snakes. It looks like snakes to me. And I take it as, it's illuminating this opportunity for us to be shedding those skins, to be releasing, we've outgrown these things. And we're seeing this throughout because that realization card with the big keyhole, I didn't say this on that card, but there's been like this crazy Alice in Wonderland reference going on. I've seen it come up all over in my readings and with others. And there's this energy of outgrowing things and growing out of our skins. And, I'm feeling that here as being illuminated Illuminated with this card, where we talk about how we do have this resilience. We do have this ability to acknowledge that, yes, we might make mistakes. We may take wrong turns, but we learn lessons from those things. They make us stronger. And we have the wherewithal and the ability to recognize those things that are no longer working, they're no longer fitting, and letting them go. And so this is a big moon for showing us that potential. But it's doing so in a rather gentle way, which is kind of a welcome relief from the intense energies that we have been through this whole year, really. But for this last full moon of the year, I'm appreciating the more gentle reflection that we're getting here with this illumination. Now, this one, the mantra is, I am strong and resilient. So this is, again, a nod to taking a look at what all you're carrying with you. Physically, energetically, emotionally, all the things. What can you let go? What can you release this year? You know, this is a perfect parking spot for you to leave those things that are no longer serving you and move into the new. With the new year, we have the new season coming in with Solstice. So there's a lot of opportunity here for us to embrace. And it's okay if some of those things we're leaving behind are the result of our choices or things that perhaps we view as a mistake or a wrong turn. It's all information gathering. So now we move forward empowered with that information. Okay, the third card is what comes next. And yes, Queen, this is the Queen of the Moon Oracle right here, sovereignty. She is the Queen of the Moon. So this is about stepping into your power, your sovereignty. This is reminding us that we have sovereignty over our own lives, that we can act with grace and confidence. We have the ability to unite others who perhaps haven't realized some of those things, lessons that we have stepped into, that simply by being that lighthouse, simply by standing in our power, standing in our sovereignty, how we can influence others in the most highest vibrational way. And so this is totally about owning your power, moon goddess energy, striving to be the powerful queen of your own domain. So this feels like what comes next when we have embraced, stepped in through that amazing threshold of the realization card with that keyhole, when we have left behind all of the old stuff that is no longer serving, we're shedding our layers, we're leaving it behind, we're moving forward in our sovereignty. The sky really is the limit. We're stepping into our power. And so this is a reminder, though, that as a queen, she's going to have her firm boundaries. She protects her queendom and all of those in her protection. So, we're not doing that from a cruel place. We're doing that from a place of love and compassion, but remembering to protect our energy, protect, all that you have worked so hard to build. And so, again, that has to do with shedding those layers and leaving behind the people, places, and things that are not enriching your life or your journey in any way. So there is a nod there to that as well, of having to perhaps draw that line in the sand, but doing so from a place of deep love, unconditional love, compassion, and a dignified place, again, standing in your sovereignty. So finally, we have a card here for the winter solstice. That is on the 21st, coming right up next week before we meet again. I had to bring out this gorgeous deck. This is the Seasons of the Witch Oracle Yule edition. It is gorgeous, and I will definitely be using it for next Thursday. But I wanted to pull one card just to kind of kick off the winter solstice energy, this of Yule energy coming in here. And I did get this one gorgeous card, which is perfect. It's the card of ceremony. And what the message is in the oracle is that ceremonies are rites of passage. Now think about what we just came through, talking about what we are releasing, illuminating, and what we're stepping into. Ceremonies are rites of passage that mark the end of one way of being and the beginning of a new journey. So we see them represented in our birthdays, graduations, a series of things that help us to direct energy towards a desired intention. So this is talking about the power and magic of ceremony. Now, of course, as a witch oracle, that can go into a whole realm of performing ceremonies. You know, whether you have a full moon ceremony or ritual, a solstice ritual, or even for the new year, for Yule, that is all a nod here for energies that you're stepping into now. But it's talking about you being ready, and this is important here. You're ready to rise to a new level of being. This is exactly what we were just talking about with the full moon. Where you are now is much too small for who you're becoming. Alice in Wonderland nod abounding. You are ready to expand and start reaching for bigger goals. So do not be afraid of your power. You are destined to do and have more extraordinary things. So I love this energy coming in, and also it jumps out to me the number 4. This card is number 4. There are 4 candles depicted on the card, and the energy of 4 has been coming up a lot. It's a number of stability, of foundations, of strong foundations. And so thinking about in the tarot, the 4 of Wands, it is a card of celebration. It can be a card of ceremony, of weddings, of home, of community. So I feel like, you know, as we step into solstice, there's a nod to communing with like-minded people, for cherishing the magic of ceremony, our rituals, the things that we hold dear. And certainly as we move into this week of holiday season, there is a lot of that energy coming up. So I am feeling that 4 energy as well, but it's feeling very, again, stable and secure and creating a strong foundation for where we are headed in the new year. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope I wasn't too chatty with this Gemini energy, but there was lots to say, and time is fleeting right now for all of us who are in the holiday hustle and bustle. So it was easier for me to speak rather than to type. So thank you so much for joining me. I am wishing you so many full moon blessings and a fantastic solstice. Many, many blessings to you. Take good care.